Welcome to Connections. I'm your host, April Healy, and I have Meredith Thomas, my super good friend, also first-year staff member. You work with Kingdom Tots and worship leader for Bethel, Atlanta. Hey. Hi, Meredith. Welcome.
Hi. Thank you.
I'm glad you're here. Thanks for joining us.
You're welcome.
I actually would love to talk to you about worship. And so can you tell us what the Lord is highlighting in your life right now?
In worship, basically he's just highlighting to stay in his presence.
Wow.
And what that means, and just in my process of being a worship leader for, I guess, 20 years now, a little over 20 years now,
Wow.
being a part of a worship team. Took a little bit of time off, but and it's been really fun being a part of Bethel, the school ministry, and I did first year about 7 years ago, and just learning and practicing his presence. And I've really been thinking about that, of how we teach the students when they come in, and not that we sit there and teach them, but just by us, the way that we worship. And there's a lot of students that come that already know how to just to give their all in worship, and to really focus on the Lord, and just giving him all of their adoration and praise and thankfulness. And there's some students that come in that are just overwhelmed by basically his presence, and watching people just throw their lives at his feet during a set list. And I've been thinking about how we teach them how to practice his presence, and I've gone through, just in the last few years, just some really, really dark seasons in my life, and they've been the most wonderful seasons in my life, because he gets closer. And someone was singing, I think it was Jonathan Hessler, he sings on a song that says, when the pressure is real, your presence is greater. And it's just so true. When you're feeling anxiety, and you're feeling doubt and worry and hopelessness and anger and so much pain, his presence is greater. But it's my choice if I want his presence to be greater.
Yeah.
But because I've been practicing it for so many years, and pressing in, and surrounding myself around people that are pressing in and giving their all to Jesus, during these dark moments and seasons, that's just when it gets even sweeter and better of who he is, and hearing his voice even more, and because I've practiced his presence. And I've just been thinking about that, and being so thankful for the years that I've walked with him, and he's walked with me, and coming after me like crazy, and so thankful for coming out of painful seasons. You're like, I don't regret any of that, because I got you even better. You're even closer. I know even more how tangible you are. And I know even more your voice and the sound of it. And
Wow.
And that's what he's highlighting right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how are you practically going after his presence?
At home, and in the car, in the shower is really great, and just being thankful, opening my mouth, being thankful.
Wow.
There's some moments that you wake up, or not just when you wake up, but just in the day, that your thoughts are just going crazy. The enemy is just coming with everything that he has.
Yeah.
And I'm just saying, I'm so thankful for the health of my children, for my health, for I have a roof over my head, just simple things.
Yeah.
And then the big stuff starts coming, and that you're a God who pursues me and loves me and lavishes on me. And I just start really that way. And then songs come, or fall on my face, or I had one beautiful moment just about a month ago. I was painting my bedroom, and I was on the ladder, and his presence, the Father's presence, was so thick in my room. I had to get off the ladder, and I just laid on the floor with the paint. I was like, Jesus, please don't let it drip on the carpet. And I just sat there just laughing and crying and had the most beautiful moment with the Father.
Wow.
And so a lot of it is just at home. And then the stuff we get to do corporately, not just on a platform and with a microphone in my hand and singing an amazing song, but man, standing next to you and all of our amazing friends and just going after him together is so, what can't even describe.
Having that community.
Yeah. That we're so passionate for this one thing, nothing like it.
Yeah. His presence, man, it's everything.
It's everything. I do not want to live without it. Yeah. Basically.
Yeah.
If you leave me, take me with you. That's what I say.
Okay, Jesus.
Okay, Jesus.
So what does his presence feel like to you?
What does that feel like? Gosh, lots of different ways. That moment on the ladder where I had to get off was hot. Not really hot, but just warm and gosh, it really came from above. Sometimes I feel it in your chest. You can feel them in your chest and just in your being. And then that moment was just like, I feel like it came from the top of my head and just moved all the way over. Just beautiful warmth of his presence and him. And
wow.
Like, ooh, that's you right there. So, and it was the Father. Like, I've had like really cool encounters with Jesus, but this was the Father.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's
and other
awesome.
times I have like these really cool pictures that I get to see like during corporate worship, and he shows me really fun pictures, and I just feel so much joy and
like the pictures pop into your head.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I got a really cool picture of him one time. He was on one of our guitar guys was playing, and every time he plays, he just, to me, just prophetically, he just plays, and I just see and hear so many different things from the Lord. And I saw the Lord on stage, and he was dancing violently, and he was slinging his hair, and there was just oil or water. I mean, I don't know, but it was completely wet, and he was slinging it, and it was hitting everybody from the back to the front.
Wow.
And everybody was getting touched. And but it was really cool to see. I've never seen him dance like that before, and it was so violent in a great way, loving, and like that violent pursuit coming after his kids. Like, that was just really cool.
That is cool. Mm-hmm. Did you feel like that was for something specific that he was releasing? Does that make sense?
I don't think so. I think he was just showing me how he pursues us in all different types of ways. And
wow,
it's been new for me just this year. Well, 2017, being able to see the Father like that. Mm-hmm. I've had seen Jesus like that, but just 2017, the beginning of the year, he started showing me what he looks like and feels like, and
So if you were to tell other people how to practice his presence, like on a daily basis, mm-hmm. What advice would you give them?
I would say just take the time to do it. And if you need to be disciplined to get up in the morning to go do it, at the same time, don't be crazy about it, and don't beat yourself. Being crazy meaning don't beat yourself up about it. And mine just simply started, especially when my kids were little, just in the car and just cranking up music, and
that's awesome.
And just singing, and then sometimes even as a person who loves music, just even turning off the music and just opening my mouth and saying I'm thankful.
Yeah.
And just like I said before, and just stuff just that comes out. And then, even if you don't feel it and that's it, then that's where you begin, and I've been really enjoying doing stuff anyway, even when I don't feel a dang thing, and
that's really good.
And just doing it anyway, because visualizing and knowing he is right here, right next to me, and I can have this really fun conversation and with him and talk to him and just say, man, you're just so great. I just love you so much. And
that's so good.
And
so good.
Yeah, I mean, that's the end of the day. That's all he really wants anyway. He just wants me and you just to hang out with him, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't try to get, because so much for me, I get caught up in all the other stuff I got to do, or all the stuff that I'm created and called to do, and it's so big. And if I just start right there, everything else just gets a little bit easier to focus on, you know?
Yeah.
So.
Wow, that's so amazing. I love that. Thanks tons for talking about worship and his presence and just how to go after it. It just feels like something to grab onto and to go after, and it feels like it is the key, just the key to living such a good, healthy life and a life full of Jesus. And so thanks for sharing. Thanks for coming and being on the show. I loved having you with us and your wisdom and just what you're going after. It's so full of him, you know, I could feel it in the room when you were talking. And so thank you tons for joining us. I just absolutely love who you are, Meredith.
I love you too.
And you guys, thank you so much for joining us. I love having Meredith on the show. She just carries so much of his presence and just so much grace in her life. And so come back and join us next time.